Else podcast. We're still doing this video format, so coming at you through the screen right here. How you doing? Yeah, we're just we as in me. As I always say we. I don't know why. I'm just going about it, work on my editing skills with all this. I hope all the animations and whatnot are enjoyable and make the show a little bit more fun, I guess. Just working on my editing skills, because girls like guys with good skills, bow hunting skills, computer hacking skills, right? But yeah, I'm just doing this and just going about it effectively. I think it just helps me cope and try to reason all this nonsense, just as much as for you, and I hope I provide some insight and entertainment as well. This is really my goal. Other than that, I don't know what the hell I'm doing out here. Just doing this, existing, doing my thing, because what the hell else are we doing out here besides me being a productive member of society, right? Yeah, hey, unemployment club, dude. I got laid off 3 times within the past year last year. Try to top that achievement. And then as of right now, looking and getting a job has just become a whole other level of unattainable. We're going to get into all that pretty soon. So, welcome. At the top of every episode, I'm over here. Take a second, step back, perspective. What are you doing? What are we doing here? Just to get away from all the doom scrolling and all the madness. Diverting our energy into something more creative and productive, right? Honestly, I'm going to use this little segment right here for one minute of anybody. If I've reached any of the other side's algorithm, the right-wing psychotic side of the algorithm, and you found yourself here, welcome. My question is, what the fuck have you been thinking lately? Actually, I got the answer for you. You haven't. You lack the capacity to. You do not have a critical bone of thinking in your body. And now we have reached this level. Just because you wanted to own the liberals and drink their tears, right? Bro, at this point, this is, I wouldn't say laughing at you, but we're like, you guys really fucking blew it. Now this shit is practically at your doorstep as well too, with the prescription drug costs. I didn't think you didn't see that one coming, did you? But over here, we're not surprised. What are you talking about? So there is 1,000,000% reason, a valid reason why you don't get phone calls from your kids or your grandkids anymore. Why you're not invited to family events and gatherings anymore. Why you're just at home by yourself, stewing in your own anger, ignorance, and impotence. Just because that Viagra ain't working anymore, you have to take it out on everybody else, or you got to project it on everybody else around you, I guess, right? There's a reason why you're just sitting there watching Fox News or One American News all by yourself, scrolling through your, True Social, posting pro-Nazi agenda. I don't know. But you don't even have a critical thought in your body. You lack the ability to think for yourself and make a decision for yourself. You just hear all the trigger words and you just eat it up and spew it out. And the audacity to basically tell everybody around you guys are all sheep. The hypocrisy is profound. At one point it was laughable, and at one point it became sad. And then at this point now, this is the bed that you made and you gotta lay in it. So, that's that segment here. And if you're over here, that's like, this is crazy, what's happening? I don't like this. Yeah, hey, welcome to reality. This is what's been kind of brewing for the past about 2 decades at minimum. Even longer than that. This whole weird takeover of power, seizing of power, with this human social experiment, it's damn near inevitable. Because it is happening all across the globe right now. So yeah, that's the little just perspective moment for anybody tuned in, And hey, if you're on that side of the spectrum, welcome to the show. Hopefully you make it through this entire show right here, so maybe you can at least get a little bit of insight on how to think for yourself. But the doubts on that are way past possible. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into the entire mess, what's been happening. So since the last episode, too much has been happening. And we're just going to break down everything that we can. We'll start off with the inauguration, and then we'll jump into, all of the disasters and aftermath that has been happening in California. And then we'll talk about a few more, maybe another CEO out here that is definitely not our hero. And I don't think anybody's. Well, yeah. So plenty to get into. We're going to run through it all. I'm going to do the best I can to not go off into tangents, as difficult as it is right now, trying to make sense of all this. But we're going to stick to the course on here. So Inauguration Day. Usually not ceremonially taking place outside of the Capitol building where it can house 200,000+ people. No. Buddy is scared. He had to take it inside around by your average American billionaire elite. Those are the only people that were allowed access into that close proximity of that place. Very American-like, very for the people, right? Not oligarchy at all, right? As for all the other peasants, supporters or not, you had to pull up to the Capital One arena. And the crazy coverage from a reporter out there outside of the arena was just getting video of piles, landfill type piles. I'm exaggerating, but there were piles and piles and piles of bags, belongings, purses, all throughout the street. I guess nobody got prior word that you can't, especially with, this completely scared of the regular person. I gotta smear some ketchup on my ear because, they're after me, obviously, and I'm not gonna trust any common person whatsoever. Keep them away from me type deal. Nobody got the word that, hey, yeah, you cannot bring any personal accessory or belongings. The most you can bring is like your phone or something that can fit in your pocket. Obviously not a weapon, but duh. Yeah, so without second thought or thinking for yourself, people just dropped their bags and said, hey, I'm not going to miss my opportunity of possibly seeing 2 seconds of this guy driving by in his motorcade. This is not a cult. This is not a cult, right? Yeah, people were just leaving all their belongings, even a Louis Vuitton bag, knockoff. Hey, if so, that's some hundreds of dollars, is it not? I'm no fashion expert by any means, but a knockoff Louis Vuitton, Coach, Prada, Chanel or whatever, those are going to be some hundreds of dollars. It's still not discount. But if you're just as a minion would, okay, whatever. If I come back out here and find it, if not, I'll just buy another one. Like every common, regular, average American that you could just afford whatever real quick knockoff brand. But this is not a cult, everybody. Make sure of that. The inauguration took place, right? And all I can say at the end of the day, it was a complete mockery of this ceremony. A complete mockery of especially on a federal holiday that, takes the time to celebrate and take viewing of a person that had a great legacy that changed the course of this nation. If not for Martin Luther King, this stuff would have already been, and we at this point now, we would have been deep into whatever agenda these guys have been plotting on. He only delayed the inevitable, but with a great legacy behind him and a huge movement of civil rights, and all of this stuff taking place on that day, top it off to, I guess it's ceremonial for many religious backgrounds to do their serum speech or whatever, because they had priests, rabbis, and the one dude, I don't know his name, but Reverend somebody, that completely mocked and emoted and did the whole vocalization of Martin Luther King, and then finished off his free at last speech, only to have fucking Trump pull up with his inauguration speech saying we're gonna get to work, would drill his bullshit line with that, and then following up, and we're only acknowledging there's 2 genders in existence, male and female, and that's it. We're free at last. Jesus Christ, dude. The hypocrisy and mockery of it all it's gross. It's terrible. And it only got worse throughout the entire day beyond that. They moved on to do their luncheon or whatever as well. I don't know if they went on to the luncheon, but in between, right before their little lunch thing they had, Elon Musk took the stage. And fucking man, dude, the mask has always been coming off, but at this point now there is no mask anymore. Forget Halloween. You pulled up to somebody's front porch, assaulted them, ran into their house, and grabbed candy, and it's not even Halloween anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so if you've seen it, if you haven't, here you go. This is what the leaders of our nation are doing and allowing. This is what we got going on here. You have this guy running out on stage doing this twice in succession. Let me get everybody up front, let me get everybody in the back, so you know exactly what I'm doing. This is what we've reached. And all the mental gymnastics and reasoning that supporters have been doing, Jesus Christ, man. Oh my God. One was, oh, he's autistic. He's autistic and he was overwhelmed with joy and emotion. No, bro, I'm partially autistic and I know for a damn fact this is entirely wrong to do. What are you talking about? You just don't do full blown. You can put a side by side with your average common everyday neo-Nazi marching down Columbus, Ohio, and you can do it right next to the Fear himself. This dude, stance, hand out. I'm not gonna emote it because it's Nazi. It's Nazi ideology. It's being a Nazi. Jesus, man. Yep, he's autistic. That's the reasoning with it. I thought with this whole, and maybe you guys forgot. Maybe all you supporters forgot. Wasn't it in the Meet the Press interview? Trump was like, oh, autism and all that stuff never existed. All of a sudden we have these woke DEI healthcare advisors, and now you got 100, 200, 300, 400 cases of autism. We don't know what it is, but it didn't matter, and it doesn't really exist to him up until now. One of your dudes is really fucking it up. Now autism exists, and yeah, it matters. It applies to him only. Oh man, oh my God, dude. So yeah, that's what we got going on. Following up that day too, as ceremony for inauguration, you visit the local DC Catholic church, right? Episcopalian Catholic church of some sort. They do morning mass there. Obviously it wasn't in the morning because this whole inauguration was delayed by an hour because somebody had to make a fashionable appearance, like your good old Hamburglar here, right? Jesus Christ, man. I'm sure you've seen all the takes on that. Looking like Spy versus Spy, The Mask. I would hate to make that comparison because Jim Carrey doesn't. How dare you shame Jim Carrey's most iconic character to compare to this, man? But if anything, it's the Hamburglar that's on brand. It's 100% on the target, on brand with this movement. M stands for the Golden Arches in fucking America here, dude. So, they attend morning mass. And Episcopalian bishop, I can't remember her first name. Last name is Bude. I'm butchering the last name, but I'm sure a lot of people are hearing about this bishop. And, well, essentially she just called this guy out. Not even really called this guy out. Asked and begged for mercy and forgiveness and to treat every human being that he's about to befall into complete chaos with compassion and dignity. As any human would to another human, right? Love thy neighbor. A party of family values and religious values. One of the most biggest staples in the commandments is treat thy neighbor how you want to be treated. I'm not religious or anything. I'm satanic, okay? Base your beliefs off facts, science, good morals. Do not cause harm or inflict harm to other individuals, and above all, respect nature. Do not try to mess with that system. And that's light version of Satanism, right? Then everybody has their extremists. Obviously, we're just seeing the Christian extremists full blown out the closet, mask off, Nazi salutes. This is New Age Christianity. And then now you want to argue with a bishop the following day after that whole sermon took place? He's demanding an apology to him and the people of America? For what? Pleading with you to treat every human being regardless of gender, race, immigration status, anything. To treat them with compassion as a human should receive. And you're going to argue with that. at this point now, I'm really led to believe Christianity has become the neo-fascist version of wannabe Satanism, because they're essentially doing everything anti at this point. That are their commandments, their base laws of their religion and practices. They're the total wannabe cool rebel satanic dudes at this point. And the reasoning behind their stances on it all, even though if you call them out, just as Trump did in his interview, what's your favorite Bible verse? And it's the Old Testament and basically eye for an eye. The fuck are you talking about, dude? You don't know what you're talking. All it is just this agenda, and that's it. Bottom line. Right after all that mess of an inauguration ceremony, Trump got right to work, right? Executive order after executive order. And out of the many ones, here's the ones that I've gathered up so far. As of this recording as well, too, more has been adding to these orders. Okay, all I can do is get into it and just inform you what's going on. So, right off the bat, Wednesday morning, I wake up and asked if I had received an email about, a potential job offer that I received. Okay, calling back to this right here. Anybody that was in the middle of onboarding or was about to start up with the IRS and a government job of some sort, you don't gotta worry about it. You're good. There is no job for you anymore. It's done. It's frozen. So, an executive order for all government jobs. I think all government jobs in most sectors. The one that's hit the most is the IRS. All offers are rescinded. It's done. Any new hires, that's not going to happen. It just extended yesterday or the day before. If anybody's in a probationary period, 1 to 2 years of employment, you're first in line to be the fat trimmed off the company. And everybody on all levels of grades within the IRS, and I even received comments as well too. People are feeling it at the Hillfield base around here as well too. So it could extend to military operations or some sort of like that form of that work. But everybody's at a freeze with if you were about to receive a promotion or maybe be transferred to a different facility of some sort. Nope, done too. No promotion. You're just stuck where you're at until further notice, and that can be till whenever. When the fuck ever this guy decides to grow a brain. So, first move was there. Obviously, that seems like the whole Doge government thing, that who's the essential worker of the government, that's taken effect. Another executive order was passed, rescinding a executive order in place by the Biden administration, or Biden himself, Executive Order 14087, basically to try to lower and keep prescription drug costs low for American citizens. He ripped that out. It's done. So as of right now, you better be a completely healthy, just perfectly healthy, fit, no brain that can think for yourself American. Okay? Because if you have some kind of chronic illness or some kind of disease, disorder of some sort, then you are not fit and ready for the upcoming eugenics program that's about to take place in America. Dude. So, yeah, if you're hit with something and you have an illness, I'm fucking sorry. It pissed me off seeing videos of parents crying, basically saying, I either have to make a decision to pay my car or the house, or either the car or the house or my kid's prescription. Most can't even just afford it anymore. And now with this executive order passed, taking away that one, prescription prices 4,200%. That is a fucking unfathomable number. I can't even imagine. I can imagine what the chart looks like, and that is just as a straight of a line as fucking Elon's hand up in the air for the sea hell. That is unbelievable. It was already such a struggle affording it with predatory healthcare companies and predatory pharmaceutical companies. Now, it's done. It's not attainable anymore. It's over. Anybody that has any illness out there. I and my kid have asthma, you know what I mean? It's not serious. But if there is any order that effectively takes away over-the-counter inhalers and whatnot and respiratory assistant devices, I'm cooked. My kid's cooked. A lot of people are cooked. Another executive order adding 1,000 plus troops to the southern border to essentially do nothing. Absolutely nothing, because there's no judicial law in place right now for them to enact law enforcement on migrants or anybody at all. So they are just there for aesthetic purposes. Getting easy money, overtime money. Didn't this guy just have a speech on the campaign trail? He doesn't like overtime pay, and he'll do whatever he can to avoid it. So more money just absolutely wasted. Yeah, not even a full 24 hours took place, and this guy is really just fucking it up. Just as of recent, too, another executive order under the guise of they're getting rid of DEI programs and all that, right? And that's been such a trigger word for all those fucking goons. Now, under the guise that you being a decent human being in a work or professional environment, not being racist, discriminating individuals, being an employer and discriminating individuals based off their race, sexual orientation, and nationality. That's gone. Because of DEI, workers' rights are being taken out of the whole thing. So good luck finding a job as well on top of that when your employer and your boss can be full mask off racist, not hire you, or just fire you based off of your skin pigmentation or your belief. Where the fuck have we gone, dude? What fucking direction have we taken at this point? This is how you make this country great again. Gay again. You add to the unemployment strain. You raise prescription drug costs. I'm genuinely curious if you maggot, rotted, brained individual are still here. This is my question. How does that help you? Because I know there's a lot of boomers out there that need prescription drugs. How does that help you? You get into arguments with Episcopalian bishops demanding an apology. You waste money, overtime pay for Department of Defense bullshit. Just for aesthetic visual purpose. This is how you make this country great? Man, dude, I don't know. We've really fallen off the wagon. I can just rant all about it, but we're not going to waste our energy on it. The most we can do is just watch this whole show play out, call out the bullshit, and if something happens, something happens. It's scary. It's unnerving. Seeing all the notices, even from people that I know that work with the IRS. We're like, yep, we got this notice as well. DEI programs are being cut out, and basically everybody can be full-blown racist. And those never correlated in the beginning. That was just workers' rights. Trying to protect people from being infringed on their civil rights. Just allowed to work and try to make a living. This is where we're at now, guys. Yeah, we'll just jump into the next topic. Alright, yeah. Next topic. California wildfires, man. It's been nothing but a tragedy. Some of my favorite podcasters out there even lost some of their homes. It's fucking not cool. It's the first signs of catastrophic results of climate change. If you think I'm tripping out about that, look at the hurricanes that just happened. Very unprecedented levels of severity that nobody was ready for. Just this past week too. Whole snow. We live in Utah. We have not an inch of snow on the ground at all. Mountains are different. When I was a kid, let me put on my grandpappy long john strap, whatever, suspenders, and tell you, when I was a kid and it was Christmas time, there was hella snow on the ground, bro. Mad snow on the ground. Down here in the valley. Now, I'm seeing trees still. I see trees of green. Beginning of December. All the way through November. About mid-December. Trees were still pretty much green. In our backyard, at least. Shit is not right. This planet is broken. And now it's showing the result of it. And California, man, it's ground zero. It looks like. It's devastating. The amount of loss and the response from it all. Now, I can go into the whole absolute discourse of the crazy responses, like psychotic Marjorie over here saying, well, why doesn't the Democrats use their weather manipulating machines and bring more rain? They're still on that shit, dude. They're still on that shit. Or DEI is the reason why these firefighters can't fight the fires. Oh, so many gays out here in California. Not one drunk dude. Well, I don't know why local Los Angeles news would pick the one obviously inebriated looking dumbass. They're like, hey, why do you think these fires started? And it's the gays. Fucking my God, dude. This is the reality we're in. I can get into all that. Forget all that. You can look all that up you want, man. The takes on it, Elon's take on it as well, too. Nobody seems to know how civil engineering works, but they have so many damn opinions about it. These past, 2-3 weeks, everything has just been engulfed in flames. All of Southern California. The current fire that is out of control right now is the Hughes County fire. At this point, it's 5,000, probably more than that. It's 5,000 plus acres of land burnt. More people are being evacuated around that area as well, too. The real crazy thing is what I'm tripping out about here is the looting. And now you may be thinking oh yeah, the looters out there, right? They're going to be stealing. What the fuck is a looter going to steal from a cindered, destroyed home? Okay, the ones that are still standing, yeah, whoop-de-doo. But as far as it goes, the real looting that has been happening is insurance companies and landlords, all right? 2 to 3 months prior, insurance companies called this out. This disaster was on the horizon. You couldn't deny it. Climate change is really happening. We're seeing more drier seasons than ever. Now, fire season has extended all the way into January. Any Angelito knows that this is the wet season, the monsoon season, the landslide season. Not anymore. It is nothing but fire season all year round. It's unprecedented. It is not normal, and it has been getting worse over decades. But instead of blaming corporate billionaires pumping CO2 on the trillion scale, or a good old Taylor Swift adding to the carbon footprint like fucking crazy, it's not their fault. It's all you guys' fault. Didn't I just go off on this tangent in the episode before where it's like, hey, try to work from home, like the signs you drive through out here on the freeway. Oh, bad air this winter season. Try to work from home. What the well, now with these executive orders now, telework access is done. It's pretty much done unless they can appeal it in the next 3 weeks. So what's the backup? The state is, what backup are you going to have to fall on that? Carpool with anybody in your neighborhood because we're all fucking goody buddies together? We probably should be with the amount of division we have, but that's a whole other topic. You know what I mean? But right now, the absolute real looting that has been occurring is insurance companies and landlords. Insurance companies effectively dropped everybody's fire coverage 2 or 3 months prior when they saw this incident about to happen. That's leaving everybody without any form of recourse to build their life back again. You're done. You've lost everything, and there's nothing you can do about it because we dropped you guys without any prior notice or warning. We have to protect the main asset of our business here, us and our money. That's it. That's what insurance companies have been. Same thing in Florida as well, too. Saw that whole hurricane coming in. They knew that this was going to be historical levels of a storm that they've never seen before. They pulled out all flood insurance. It seems to me that insurance companies are out here for everything but one single thing, is doing the actual duty of their self-proclaimed fucking service. So, pulled out, left everybody high and dry in the middle of the flames. On top of that too, landlords try to take opportunity of the whole situation, since if insurance companies might possibly pay out to some extent, okay, make claims, and then raise the price on your property so you get a higher, bigger claim out of that as well too, on top of that. And hey, everybody in the surrounding area, raise your prices, because where else are these people going to live? Pretty much a whole region is burnt and gone. They're going to live in the ashes or anything. predatory landlord practices is the most immediate response after this whole tragic incident occurred. This is who we have out here looking out for us in a way, or providing these businesses of accommodating to living spaces and protecting those living spaces. Oh, just because, hey man, it's essentially everybody's in a higher position's fault that added to this whole disaster, but you're gonna foot the bill and suffer all the consequences of it. And the scary thing is too, already this predatory, how to strategize property amounts for property and how much you should rent it out for is already such a disease. We're going to get into that in a second too. It's already such a disease in this nation. This incident right here is going to just add to it. This is going to make everything more predatory as is, unless the DOJ can actually pull out this lawsuit that we're going to get into in a minute. It's insane, dude. Like I say, it's like every dystopian 80s movie. It's coming to life. So without recourse or anything to build back again, I don't know what the fuck California is going to be doing after this. The people, I've fallen behind on some of my podcasts, especially Zeitgeist. I'm trying to catch back up. But everything that I've been seeing as of late, the responses to how everything's going to be fixed again, empty promises left and right. There's nothing that can be done. Yep, so that's the real looters in California. On top of that, police as well. Looted, 12 point something million dollars of funding to firefighting services and prevention and care, all diverted to policing in California. Can't say it's these woke immigrants or angry Antifas that are causing arsony or... Oh, the homeless too. Oh, there was headlines kind of spewing out. It's homeless people causing arsonist type crimes and stuff like that. Nope. Once it came out that, no, this is absolutely nothing but the result of climate change, and you guys effectively screwed yourselves in the end by giving all the money towards law enforcement. To do what? At the end of the day, the most that has been surmised out of Los Angeles' Sheriff Department and LAPD is that they are practically gangs themselves. Retaliate and protect your brothers at all costs. It doesn't matter if it's against the law. At most, 4 people have been apprehended, suspected of looting at most. I guess some guy was just walking down the street, found a quarter on the ground covered in ashes, and that's looting, I guess. Only in this America, dude. There's no words for it. There's really no words for it. We are experiencing absolute dystopia. Logic and reasoning, man. There should be a national healthcare concern of how much of the uneducated are populated in this nation and have affected our lives. That's what should be a national healthcare concern. And all LAPD and all that has been doing out there, I haven't seen one video of them proactively assisting civilians. You know what I mean? One guy was trying to get back home so he can assess the damage of his home. You can't even pull back into your neighborhood vehicle. You have to find parking somewhere and walk 5+ miles to there and another 5+ back. I've seen nothing but videos of all the parking lot on the beach of the Pacific Coast Beach and all that, all around there, just parking lots full of police cars, just sitting there with them sitting in those vehicles too, and just hanging out and chilling. Easy overtime pay, yet again, overtime pay, something that our current leader, anti-God figure doesn't like paying, but only for these only to the specific ones that are there to protect them and only them. So yeah, man, and if you know me too, it's ACAB all the way. This only adds to the sizzling of bacon on that griddle right there, because man, all these neo-Nazis are out of the closet. It's strap in, you know what I mean? If anybody needs resources and counseling and whatnot, take a look into your local city resources. If not, hit up the DMs, hit up the line here. If anything, like a true hero out here on the podcast scapes, Lyle the Gecko, man, Therapy Gecko. Whew, I'm not certified, but maybe I can help you work through some things. And same thing on my end as well too, because if anybody needs resources, don't worry, hit me up. I got nothing but time, especially these days. It's wild. So let's jump to the closer of all this. Alright, what the hell else is going on around here? Well, in the great state of Utah, if you think that you're safe from the crazy predatory landlords or psychotic CEOs, well, buddy, I got a cream-filled pie coming to your face. And this is not your average pie. This is a Cafe Rio mole sauce, fry sauce, dirty soda with some kitty litter mixed into it, right at your face, okay? 2 crazy incidences going on. 1, landlords, predatory landlords to be exact. Well, it seemed that it came to light from the Department of Justice to bring a antitrust civil lawsuit against a company called RealPage, which currently has been having an office in Salt Lake City for the past 5-ish years or something like that. Also a contender in the Salt Lake market for rental properties. 20% of multifamily homes that they own, which is roughly around 135 homes within Salt Lake County. These guys are called out on a civil antitrust. Additional 6 other realty companies added to the lawsuit on top of that, we'll cover them, have been added to this lawsuit as well. Why? Basically for conspiring to scam out, it once started some tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of residents within Phoenix and DC. It has now expanded to across the nation. So RealPage, if that name sounds at all a little familiar, rings any bells, it should. I think it was episode 1 or 2 since the beginning of this little show I got going on. RealPage was called out by the Attorney General in Arizona for conspiring, getting landlords together on this platform to conspire and scam people out on overpriced rental properties. From Arizona to DC, now across the nation. The DOJ in this investigation has cited civil antitrust lawsuit of August of last year, in 2024. Cited since the existence of this particular company, the cost of rental prices have increased significantly across the nation in the past 5 to 7 years. Ever since these guys basically became a landlord/realty platform is when rental prices started getting out of hand. I also made the personal experience comparison back when I was living in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. Nice ass, pretty damn. They were new too. The time we got in, they were pretty damn new. And all of that ran for about $750. Later on, it increased to about $850 plus ish, right around there. Now these days, they're going for, I guarantee that's about $1,200 now. I wouldn't be surprised. And in the early episodes, we were looking back at prices, the ridiculous amount of prices of rental properties. I just saw somebody put up their lease because they can no longer afford the monthly rent, but they don't want to break the lease. So can somebody take over this 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom for over $1,100? Nobody can really do this. Nobody can. So this is what I'm hoping. I have no faith in the federal government, but I'm just absolutely hoping some drastic form of change comes from this, because this is pretty big. This is huge. As I said, this has extended to 6 other companies in the whole landlord and realty game. Those companies: Greystar Real Estate Partners LLC, Blackstone's LiveCore LLC. Blackstone should be an already, I know that name because these guys are basically have become monopoly. They are buying up all the land, everything that they can get their hands on. Camden Property Trust, Cushman and Wakefield Inc., and Pinnacle Property Management. These guys have been added to the antitrust lawsuit as well. So I really hope something comes from this, because it's been obvious these past 5+ years we have been getting price gouged. And this is where I'm scared of the response in California, because if they're trying to do that, now it's pushed back and held back. The state responded you try to price gouge and try to pull this during a state of emergency, there's mad fees coming your way. And I hope that sticks too, because it's ridiculous. The only fact that those landlords try to pull that crazy ass stunt out there in response to this crisis is because the existence of this mentality exists in the realty game. As a lender, as a property owner, predatory. So they felt they could do it. They felt like, fuck it, if everybody like RealPage and all of them are doing this, fuck it. This is our response to your time of crisis. So yeah, this huge antitrust lawsuit, it's here. It's in the middle of going through trial. If not, it might start soon. It just got filed in August. I'm pretty sure everybody's got to gather their information and, get in onto like, hey, maybe I can get into it too, because I was shopping at one point in time for another apartment, and I looked at the prices and I'm like, who comes up with these prices? Still, the state regulation mandatory is still at its old. Don't let the cost of living exceed 60% of your income, if not a little bit lower. I think 40%, something like that. No, dude, all our stuff has been sitting at a steady 70 increasing percent of our income. So something really needs to come of this lawsuit, because there's no way we can continue moving on and living and finding an attainable form of living. Shelter, I should say. It's absolute chaos on every spectrum you can think of. Capitalism and being a predator in that fashion, it's the regular, it's the norm. And we're seeing all the results of it. So please, Department of Justice, serve some fucking justice, man. We need recourse from all of this right now, and this would be a good step. This would be a good first step in the direction to basically say, anybody that has been out here flexing prices for some square footage like this, that's now a crime. That is now a crime. You cannot exceed this dollar amount for certain amount of square space. It should be. Oh my God, where we're at right now, it should be. And then the hell is this? Still, in the great state of Utah, what is going on? Well, CEOs are really proving a fact all around the nation, if not the globe, that they are the scorn of the earth, the parasitic embodiments of human beings. Add me to a list. Give a fuck, add me to a damn list. If you don't have this Brian Thompson guy who got grocery lists scratched off the list, effectively ending tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of lives by making decisions of, we're not going to cover this service that we self-proclaim that we offer because you're not worth it. Oh my God, cool. So there's one of them. Then we got someone like Elon Musk over here. Everything adding up to the inauguration, all the stories that were coming out about him, about being the God level of Path to Exile. I don't know that game. It's like a Diablo game to an extent, right? But that's not my forte, the extreme competitive gaming and whatnot, But after looking into it, Path of Exile is like Diablo on steroids. The skill tree that is on that thing, you have to put time, effort, and willpower to really get into this. And this guy is number 7 in the entire globe based off of his boosted account. Okay? And all the Elon stands out there, fuck you, no. Yeah. No, bro. The one video that came out of these two guys, I can't remember their damn names, but these guys are hardcore gamers of that gaming platform. And they watched Elon's live play of everything, and they eviscerated this dude. They called him out on everything. Why would you do this? And why would you? Oh, you're just button mashing this one thing, thinking this is going to work. If you had played this game from the very beginning, you'd have just known the basic functions of this game. You would know that whatever the fuck you're doing right now, you're looking like a noob that obviously had somebody hired and boosted, some kind of professional gamer boosted his account to this level. And then at the whole point ever since then, it has been nothing but sticking to his guns and trying to convince the whole gamer community he is the god of gamers. Just putting your time, effort, and energy on you are the best gamer in the entire globe. Hey, I'm Elon, CEO, Tesla. I have 12 kids and 11 of them have disowned me, so I'm basically almost like a welfare queen, it sounds like. You know what I mean? Like your average everyday basement troll. And look at me. I'm an example of one, I guess. But I'm not that level of fucking gone. No, dude. And then we have right out here Jeff Bezos running Amazon from his tower of ivory and gold, right? Basically sending a union to attack and harass another union when they had the whole Amazon strikes. And you have police, which is a union, fight against a workers' union. The clash of unions, dude. That is a result of dysfunction and the discourse that we are in the middle of this nation. And then right in our own backyard, we have a guy named Craig Goodlife of Cyberbacker, company that as well provides real estate professionals with administrative support, virtual assistant services that can help with building an online presence, fine-tune digital marketing strategies, and gather and process data. Craig Goodlife. This guy was taken into custody January 9th. What happened? What could have happened to this guy? After a call was made by Craig's mom that her grandson was not responsive and incoherent, and Craig himself was acting manically. After officers arrived, they noticed the child not acting right. Craig was breaking down and telling everything that had occurred. Apparently, he fed his kid some THC-laced gummies, which an 8-year-old kid, okay? Cooked. Done. You shouldn't even be a parent then. What are you doing? Why would you do this? Here's the reason why. So he can go on his own bender of a bunch of gummies, Viagra, and caffeine supplement, or right up the shooter. I don't know how he injected that, causing him to vomit and defecate all over the house, which is what police recorded they saw. They acquired 8 to 9 pounds of more gummies, or I can't remember what they labeled it as, gummies or weed, stuff like that. A gun as well, and they tested the child for THC, which came up positive on top of that. The last guy you would think of living the good life, last name is Goodlife, to have a mental snap like this? Nah. Menace to society, and also a menace to their own family as well too, man. It's insane. Especially being in the line of work as a CEO, I'm really coming to find that you have a existence where you lack humanity and humility and empathy towards your fellow species and man. You know what I mean? So honestly, mental health for anybody in that position, you should side eye, and if you know somebody that's a CEO, always side eye them. If you're in a position where you lack those traits of being a human, then it's not really surprising that you go on a mental snap and a bender and essentially put your child in harm's way. Him being an executive with a realtor and administrative company, and the current status of housing crisis and the added realty of companies, like I said on Real Page, the 6 companies, man, maybe this company needs to be put into the mix as well. Who knows? Right now, little conspiracy brain of mine is maybe he did have this mental snap because he saw antitrust lawsuit take place back in August, and it was only a matter of time that his company gets thrown into the mix too, and you're SOL on such a historical lawsuit of this magnitude. Really, it's basically calling out one of the hugest scams in this entire nation that has been going on for far too long, and it's just gouging people out of money to live, to find shelter. Now at this point, good old Craig, he's out on bail. Apparently, he made a post last week on his LinkedIn page. Focus on your strength, not your weaknesses. Focus on your character, not your reputation. Focus on your blessings, not your misfortunes. So I'm very curious, because no headline came out, how much his bail was. So I took it upon my own responsibility to find out. I guess we'll find out. I hope he hits me back, and at least provides a little bit to this report that I'm building here. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much the show right there. I know nothing seems to be going in a way of fixing in recourse. We keep going down this path, and all we can do is just watch the show. So that's pretty much been the show here on this one. I appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate you for sticking out here true. Yeah, I've been a little bit sporadic with making this stuff here. The editing is killer, but I'm making it work. I hope to get this episode up really soon, and then just back at it. Right now I'm just working on a couple of tracks and whatnot, hoping there's some light at the end of the tunnel right now. But as the outlook for it as it goes, only light that we'll possibly see is the flashing reds and blues outside of your front door when ice comes and knocks at your door. It's already been happening out here. Not gonna say it's gonna happen to you. It's gonna, you know what I mean? But it could happen to you. This shit is at our front door. Man. So, hey, future episodes, hit up DMs, hit up something, do interviews, guest appearances, things like that. I think we can incorporate that type of thing. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm doing with this show. Just, alongside with trying to make sense of everything, of all this madness. But I do hope I provide a little bit of insight, a little bit of laughs, even though it's kind of hard to laugh at anything right now. So, strap in, everyone. We'll see you on the next one.